The fluorescent lights above the warehouse floor buzzed like dying insects. 47 minutes left on my shift, and I can already feel the familiar ache spreading through my shoulders. 10 years of lifting boxes for other people's dreams. But it's not the physical pain that keeps me awake anymore. It's the sound of silence in my own home. I stack another box on the pallet, and my mind drifts to this morning. Erica was already showered and dressed when I rolled out of bed, her hair still damp at the edges where she'd missed with the towel. She used to let me help her dry it. Used to. Miguel's voice cuts through my thoughts. "Everything okay, Torres?" "Yeah, just thinking," I reply. But I'm not just thinking, I'm calculating. I'm remembering the way she turned her phone face down when I walked into the kitchen, the way she said, "Love you," without looking up from her coffee. The way those two words felt like coins tossed into a wishing well, hollow, routine, meaningless. When did we stop looking at each other? The warehouse clock ticks forward. I've been counting down more than time lately. I've been counting inconsistencies. The new perfume that smells like vanilla and lies. The late nights that started 6 months ago, right around the time she joined the special projects team at work. The way she showers immediately when she gets home now, like she's washing away evidence. I know the signs. I've been married 10 years. I know when someone stops being your wife and starts being a stranger who sleeps in your bed. Tonight, when I get home, she'll already be there. She'll ask me about my day with that bright, guilty smile that doesn't reach her eyes. She'll make dinner while scrolling through her phone, laughing at messages she doesn't share. And I'll sit across from her at our kitchen table, watching her perform the role of loving wife, while my chest fills with something dark and patient. The thing about warehouse work is that it teaches you to notice patterns. Which boxes are heavy before you lift them, which pallets are stacked wrong before they fall. Erica thinks I don't notice patterns at home. She's wrong. I can picture her right now, probably in some conference room or hotel bar, laughing at jokes that aren't funny, touching someone's arm in that way she used to touch mine. The way she still touches mine when she needs something. When the mortgage is due, or when she wants me to believe everything is fine. Miguel's radio crackles. Second shift is here early. You guys can head out. I clock out without a word, my mind already racing ahead to the drive home. To the performance we'll both give over reheated lasagna. To the careful distance she'll maintain while we watch television. To the way she'll fake sleep when I finally come to bed, her breathing just a little too controlled, a little too aware. But tonight will be different. Tonight, I'm going to do something I should have done months ago. I'm going to stop pretending I don't know. The parking lot stretches out under the dying light, and I sit in my truck for a moment before starting the engine. My phone buzzes. A text from Erica. "Working late again? Don't wait up. XO. An XO. Like we're teenagers passing notes in study hall. I delete the message without responding and pull up a different number. One I've been carrying around for 3 weeks, written on a business card tucked behind my insurance papers. A professional voice answers. "Hawthorne Investigations?" "Yeah, I need to schedule a consultation," I tell them. "What kind of case, sir?" they ask. I watch a plane blink across the sky, carrying strangers to places they actually want to go. Infidelity. The word tastes like copper in my mouth, like blood, like the end of something that was probably already dead. "We can see you tomorrow at 9. Name?" the voice continues. "Brian Torres, and I want to discuss surveillance options." When I hang up, I feel something I haven't felt in months. Not happiness, nothing that clean, but clarity. Purpose. The quiet satisfaction of finally admitting the truth. My marriage is over. Has been for months. I just need to document how deep the betrayal goes before I bury it. The coffee maker gurgles to life at 5:47 a.m., 3 minutes before my alarm. I've been awake since 4, lying still beside Erica, watching her sleep and wondering who she dreams about now. Her face looks peaceful in the gray dawnlight. Innocent, even. It's almost enough to make me doubt what I know. Almost. She stretches against me, her voice soft with sleep. "Morning, baby." For a moment, it feels like before. Like the 10 years we built together still mean something. "You're up early," she continues. "Couldn't sleep," I tell her. She props herself up on one elbow and I catch a whiff of that vanilla perfume on her skin. She's been wearing it to bed now. The thought hits me like a physical blow. She's wearing another man's preference to sleep next to her husband. Her fingers trace patterns on my chest, the same patterns she's probably tracing on someone else. "Everything okay?" "Just thinking about work stuff," I lie. The lie comes easily. I've been practicing. She kisses my shoulder and rolls away. I need to pack. Flight leaves at noon. Bernadette West, 2 weeks ago, complete with hotel reservations and a detailed itinerary that she left lying on the kitchen counter like evidence. Like she wants me to find it. I watch her pull clothes from the dresser, the good blouses, the expensive jeans I bought her for Christmas, and then she reaches into the back of her underwear drawer, behind the practical cotton sets she wears for me, and pulls out black lace I've never seen before. My stomach clenches, but my voice stays level. "That's pretty." She doesn't look at me. "Conference dinner. Thought I'd dress up." "For who?" I ask. The question hangs in the air like smoke. She freezes for just a moment, less than a heartbeat, before forcing a laugh. "For me, Brian, to feel good about myself." But she's packing it like armor. Like a weapon. I get up and head for the shower, leaving her to fold lies into her suitcase. Under the hot water, I plan my next 48 hours. The PI, Davidson, will be in position by this afternoon. Video surveillance, financial records, digital forensics if needed. Everything admissible in court. When I come out of the bathroom, she's closing her suitcase. Professional clothes on top, lingerie hidden underneath. The metaphor is so perfect it almost makes me laugh. "I'll miss you," she says, and I wonder if she practices these lines in the mirror. "Miss you too," I respond. I'd help her carry the suitcase to her car, kiss her goodbye like a loving husband, and wave from the porch as she drives away. The performance is flawless. 10 years of marriage has taught us both how to lie without words. The house feels different once she's gone. Not empty, but honest, like it can finally breathe. I make another cup of coffee and call Davidson. She just left. Flight 447 to O'Hare lands at 1:30 local time, I inform him. "Got it. Hotel?" Davidson asks. "The Marriott on Michigan Avenue, room 1247. I've memorized every detail of her itinerary. The conference events end at 6 each day, but she's staying through Sunday. Personal time built in," he observes. "That's what I'm paying you to find out?" By noon, I've narrowed down divorce attorneys to 3 firms. By 2 p.m., I have consultations scheduled. By 4, Davidson sends the first photo. Erica and a man I don't recognize, sharing drinks in the hotel bar. She's wearing the black lace under a thin blouse, just translucent enough to suggest without revealing. Her hand rests on his arm while she laughs at something he's whispered in her ear. I study his face, memorizing it. Mid-40s, expensive suit, wedding ring, someone else's husband, someone else's betrayal. The second photo arrives an hour later. They're walking toward the elevators, his hand on the small of her back. Proprietary. Familiar. This isn't their first time. The third photo is time-stamped 6:23 p.m. Her key card sliding into room 1247, his hand on her hip. Her face turned up toward his with an expression I recognize. The same look she used to give me when we were still real. My phone buzzes with a text from Erica. "Conference dinner running long. Boring speeches. Miss you. XO." This time, I text back. "Miss you too. Have fun." The phone rings. Davidson again. "You sure you want to see this?" "Send it," I tell him. The video is only 30 seconds long, but it's everything I need. Erica pressed against the hotel room door, his mouth on her neck, her fingers working at his belt with practiced familiarity. The timestamp reads 6:47 p.m., 24 minutes after she texted me about boring speeches. I watch it 3 times, not out of masochism but strategy. Evidence. Proof. The foundation of everything that comes next. My marriage is over, has been for months. Now I just need to make sure she pays for every lie, every night I laid awake wondering if I was going crazy. Every time she made me feel like a paranoid fool for noticing what was right in front of my face. Sunday morning arrives with the kind of brightness that makes everything look clean and new. Erica's flight lands at 2:15 p.m., but I've been awake since dawn, transforming our shared life into evidence. And the dining room table is covered with manila folders, each one labeled with surgical precision. Financial records, surveillance photos, digital evidence, timeline of deception. 48 hours of my wife's infidelity, organized and cataloged like an inventory of broken promises. Davidson delivered the final batch of materials an hour ago. The man's name is Richard Castellanos, senior vice president at her company. Married for 18 years with 2 teenage daughters. His wife's name is Patricia. I have her phone number. I pour myself a cup of coffee and review my timeline one more time. 2:15 p.m., Erica's flight lands. 2:45 p.m., she collects her luggage. 3:30 p.m., she arrives home to find divorce papers served by a process server in our driveway. 3:31 p.m., she discovers that her parents, her HR department, and Patricia Castellanos have all received comprehensive evidence packets. It's chess, not checkers. Every move calculated 3 steps ahead. My phone buzzes. A text from Erica. Just landed. Can't wait to see you. Missed you so much. The heart emoji is a nice touch, really sells the performance. I don't respond. Instead, I dial Patricia Castellanos. A cautious voice answers. She doesn't recognize the number. Hello? Mrs. Castellanos, my name is Brian Torres. I'm calling because I have some information about your husband Richard that I think you need to see. Silence. Then, what kind of information? The kind that comes with photographs and video timestamps. Your husband has been having an affair with my wife for at least 6 months. I hear her sharp intake of breath and something dark unfurls in my chest. Not satisfaction, not exactly, but vindication. The relief of finally sharing the weight I've been carrying alone. Check your email in the next 5 minutes. I'm sending you everything. Photos, videos, hotel receipts, text message screenshots. Everything you need to make informed decisions about your marriage. Where are you doing this? She asks. Because someone should have told me 6 months ago. I hang up and send the email. Then I call Erica's HR department, her parents, and her best friend, Sarah. Same conversation, same evidence, same surgical delivery of facts that will reshape her entire world. The process server, a tired-looking woman named Margaret, arrives at exactly 3:15 p.m. I watch from the living room window as she positions herself by the mailbox, official documents in hand. At 3:29 p.m., Erica's car rounds the corner. I move to the kitchen, where I can see the driveway but remain invisible. My hands are steady as I pour another cup of coffee. 3 days ago, they would have been shaking. 3 days ago, I was still the betrayed husband, drowning in uncertainty and false hope. Now, I'm something else entirely. Erica pulls into the driveway and I watch her face through the windshield. She's smiling, probably rehearsing whatever story she's prepared about the conference. Margaret approaches the driver's side window. I see Erica's confusion as she rolls it down, then her shock as the papers are placed in her hands. The coffee cup stops halfway to my lips as I watch my wife's world end in real time. Her mouth opens, but no sound comes out. She looks from the papers to Margaret to the house as if the familiar surroundings might explain what's happening. Margaret walks back to her car. Erica sits in the driveway for 47 seconds, staring at the papers in her hands. Then her phone starts ringing. First call, her mother, hysterical and ashamed. Second call, her sister, probably wanting to know if what their parents are saying is true. Third call, Patricia Castellanos, and this one makes Erica's face go white. She knows. She knows that I know everything. By the time she stumbles out of her car, her phone is buzzing non-stop. She drops her suitcase on the driveway and fumbles with her keys. The front door slams open. Her voice cracks like a whip through the house, raw with panic and rage. Brian! Don't answer. Let her find me when she's ready. I hear her footsteps on the stairs, doors slamming as she searches the bedrooms, then back down through the living room until finally she appears in the kitchen doorway. She looks like she's been hit by a truck. Her makeup is smeared, her hair disheveled, her hands shaking as she waves the divorce papers at me. "What the f*** is this?" she demands. I meet her eyes for the first time in months, really meet them, and what I see there isn't remorse or love or even anger. It's calculation. Even now, even caught red-handed, she's trying to figure out how to spin this. "It's a divorce petition, Erica. I thought that was obvious." I gesture to the dining room table, where the evidence folders are displayed like a museum exhibit of her betrayal. "Take a look." She follows my gaze and goes completely still. I watch her face as she processes what she's seeing. 48 hours of her secret life, organized and documented with the thoroughness of a federal investigation. "How long have you known?" she asks. "Does it matter?" I respond. She sinks into a chair, and for a moment she looks like the woman I married. Vulnerable, lost, human. Then she looks up at me, and the mask slips back into place. "This is insane, Brian. You're having some kind of breakdown. 17 photographs, 4 videos, and 6 months of systematic deception isn't a breakdown, Erica. It's a choice you made." Her phone buzzes again. She glances at it and winces. "You sent evidence to my job? To my parents?" she asks incredulously. "I sent evidence to everyone who deserved to know the truth." Each revelation hits her like a physical blow. I can see her mental calculations, trying to figure out what she can salvage from the wreckage. "This will destroy me," she whispers. "Yes," I reply simply. The simple acknowledgement seems to shock her more than my anger would have. "We can fix this. We can..." She starts. "There is no we anymore. There hasn't been for months. You made sure of that." I stand up and walk to the window, looking out at the neighborhood where we've lived for 5 years. Normal people living normal lives, probably trusting their spouses to come home to them instead of to hotel rooms. The silence in the house feels like a living thing, breathing in the spaces where Erica's voice used to fill the air with chatter about her day, her work, her plans that never included me. It's been 72 hours since she walked out with 2 suitcases and the shattered remains of her dignity. I sit in the living room with my morning coffee, watching dust motes dance in the sunlight streaming through windows that no longer need to be pristine for her approval. The throw pillows she arranged so carefully are still perfectly positioned, like shrines to a woman who no longer exists. My phone rings. Davidson, the PI. "Thought you'd want to know. Castellanos was terminated yesterday. Security walked him out at 3 p.m., he reports." I absorbed this information without feeling. His wife filed papers this morning, froze their joint accounts, took the kids to her mother's house. She's thorough. Patricia Castellanos moves fast. I respect that. She saw the evidence, made her decision, and acted without the luxury of doubt or false hope. "What about Erica?" I ask. "HR meeting tomorrow. From what I hear, it's a formality. The company's trying to minimize their liability exposure." Another domino falls. I should feel something, satisfaction, vindication, maybe even pity. Instead, there's just the steady tick of consequences playing out exactly as I planned. I walk through the house, cataloging the changes. Her coffee mug is gone from the sink. Her magazines are missing from the bathroom counter. The bottle of vanilla perfume that used to sit on her dresser has vanished, leaving behind only a faint ring in the dust. But her presence lingers in ways I didn't expect. The indent in her side of the mattress, the way the shower curtain falls differently without her products cluttering the caddy, the silence where her laugh used to fill the kitchen. The doorbell rings. Through the peephole, I see my neighbor, Mrs. Henderson, holding a casserole dish and wearing the expression of someone who's heard rumors but doesn't know what to believe. "Brian, honey, I wanted to check on you. I noticed Erica's car hasn't been in the driveway," she says. "We're getting divorced," I tell her bluntly. The words still feel strange in my mouth, like speaking a foreign language I'm still learning. Her face crumples with practiced sympathy. "Oh, Brian, I'm so sorry. You two seemed so happy." "We weren't." The bluntness stops her mid-conjunction. She blinks, recalibrating. "Well, if there's anything Jim and I can do, maybe you'd like to come over for dinner sometime," she offers. "Thank you, but I'm fine." She hesitates, clearly wanting to say more, but uncertain how to navigate this new version of me. The Brian she knew would have accepted help, would have been grateful for the offer of community and comfort. This Brian doesn't need her pity. Whatever happened between you two, I hope you can find a way to work it out. Marriage is sacred, she says before leaving. After she leaves, I sit on the porch and think about sacred things. The vows Erica broke, the trust she shattered, the promises she made and then discarded the moment something more exciting came along. Mrs. Henderson is wrong. Marriage isn't sacred, it's just a contract. And like any contract, it becomes void when one party stops fulfilling their obligations. My phone buzzes, a text from an unknown number. Can we talk? I stare at the message for a long moment, then delete it without responding. There's nothing left to talk about. She made her choices, and I made mine. The conversation is over. But the phone keeps buzzing, text after text from her new number. I know you're angry, but we need to discuss the house. My lawyer says we can work out an equitable division of assets. Brian, please, this scorched earth thing isn't you. The last message makes me laugh, actually laugh out loud for the first time in months. She's right, the scorched earth thing isn't the old me. The old me would have taken her back after a few tears and promises to do better. But the old me is dead. He died the moment I decided to stop being a victim and start being someone who fights back. I type one response. Have your lawyer contact mine. Don't contact me directly again. Then I block the number. The sun is setting, painting the sky in shades of pink and orange that Erica would have called romantic. She was always pointing out sunsets, trying to get me to stop what I was doing and appreciate the moment. I wonder if she's watching this same sunset from her childhood bedroom, surrounded by the same pink wallpaper and participation trophies that shaped her into someone who believes she deserves beautiful things without having to earn them. Tomorrow, I'll start looking at apartments. Somewhere smaller, cleaner, without ghosts of shared meals and broken promises. Somewhere that's mine alone, earned with my own money and decorated with my own choices. Tonight, I sit in the house I shared with a stranger and feel the weight of silence settle around me like armor. It's not comfortable, but it's honest. And after months of living with lies dressed up as love, honesty feels like a luxury I can finally afford. The apartment smells like fresh paint and possibility. It's been 6 months since I walked out of the house I shared with Erica, and I'm discovering who I am without her shadow falling across my life. My phone buzzes. Jennifer, my girlfriend and fellow warehouse worker, texts, "Good morning, handsome. See you at lunch?" Jennifer knows about Erica. Knows the whole ugly story because I told her the truth from the beginning. When she asked about my divorce 3 months ago, I didn't give her the sanitized version about growing apart. I told her about the surveillance photos, the hotel room videos, the systematic destruction of a woman who thought she could lie to me indefinitely without consequences. Her response surprised me. Instead of being horrified by my calculated revenge, she was impressed by my refusal to be a victim. "You chose to respect yourself instead of letting her destroy you," she told me. That's when I knew she was different. Jennifer understands that sometimes love means being willing to destroy what's hurting you. At work, Miguel mentions my promotion to warehouse supervisor came through. More money, more responsibility, more respect from people who watched me handle my divorce with dignity instead of desperation. Destroying Erica's life had an unexpected side effect. It freed up all the mental energy I'd been using to manage her moods and pretend her lies made sense. Without a cheating wife to enable, I discovered I'm actually good at my job. I'm grocery shopping when I see her. Erica stands in the cereal aisle, thinner than before, her clothes less expensive. She looks tired in a way that sleep won't fix. "Brian?" she says, approaching cautiously. "Erica," I respond. We stand there, two strangers who used to share everything. "You look good," she admits. "Thank you," I replied. "I heard about your promotion, and about Jennifer. You deserve to be happy." "Yes, I do," I reply. She starts to say something about never meaning to hurt me, but I cut her off. "I'm not interested in your regrets. You destroyed our marriage. I destroyed your life. We're even." I leave her standing there with her pasta sauce and her regrets. At home, Jennifer kisses me hello with honest affection. No performance, no calculation, no hidden agenda. I think about the man I used to be, the one who worked double shifts for a house full of lies. That man was good, but weak. He confused loyalty with self-destruction. I'm not that man anymore. I'm someone harder, but happier. Someone who demands honesty and walks away when he doesn't get it. Sometimes justice looks like a man who's learned to sleep peacefully in a bed where no one lies to him anymore. And that's the end of today's story. If you enjoyed it, please give this video a thumbs up and drop a comment below. Your support helps the algorithm push my content further. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It really helps me keep creating more stories for you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.